right, MMA Maniacs, time once again for your weekly installment of Split Decision, our once-a-week podcast, all about MMA. This is what we do here. We give it to you, Bueller and Dodge, the mics. We are at the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. I want to give a big shout-out to Joel for constantly working on our website, too. He has actually made Split Decision MMA.com mobile now, so you can get our website on your mobile device if you have a phone or a tablet.
Everyone's like, what, really? Look at all the guys pull out their phone. What? I gotta check this out.
It's magical.
Beautiful ring girl.
He doesn't have a smartphone. His phone's from like 1992.
That looks like Dana White's phone. We'll get to that. That's a story later. Dana White has flip phones.
All right.
I can't see my screen.
Did you break it?
It's as fragile as he is.
Mr. Glass has a Mr. Glass phone. Now, big thanks to Five Fans Radio Network, of course. Their Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud has us. We have our own Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud that you can get us on as well. Just look up Split Decision MMA. Again, that's our website, splitdecisionmma.com. On Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast. And on Twitter and Instagram, SD_MMA. Aside from that, we got a bunch of news today. Going to go over last week's UFC on Fox 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter, of course. And we have the big UFC going down tomorrow night with Jones finally defending his title up against Teixeira.
We got some stuff.
Let's roll.
Breaking news.
Huh?
Yeah, coming out of Las Vegas. Nevada State Athletic Commission has chosen their new executive director.
All right.
Former FBI agent Bob Bennett.
Was he the FBI agent of fighting?
He is now. He's going to be making $94,000 a year.
That's some crap right there.
Isn't that a cut and pay from the FBI?
Well, he's former. So
I doubt it.
Yeah.
$94,000 a year, as Albert said, to sit around and watch fights.
Yeah.
There was only 350 people that applied?
Yeah, why didn't you apply, dude?
I didn't even know this was an option.
Yeah.
Roy Nelson applied. We talked about this.
I wasn't paying attention.
I just talk!
And half the time I don't know what I'm saying. I would have hella applied for that. I would have got denied just like everybody else. But
Yeah.
I don't know what a UFI or UFI. What the hell is a UFI? FBI agent has to do with fights. That doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever.
Well, he has been a boxing judge in Nevada since 2012.
Oh, so there is something.
Oh, so 2 years of boxing judging makes okay, cool.
He's ready to judge MMA.
Well, I've been judging everybody my entire life.
He doesn't judge MMA.
Is this like a bad movie plot? Like this
It sure sounds like
He's a former Marine,
This sounds like
FBI agent, former boxing judge.
This summer.
He
Seagal.
He oversaw. Seriously, he oversaw security at the 8th Judicial District Court. Steven Seagal is Bob Bennett.
There's some corruption going on in mixed martial arts, and Steven Seagal's gonna find out who it is.
I oversaw security at the bank. I watch them motherfuckers all the time. Serious. I got a plan, and one day I'm going to act on it.
Everybody does.
I watched a lot of fights downtown when I used to go out drinking a lot. Does that count?
Sure. Also, somebody who has a new job, Rich Franklin, is talking about taking the vice president position at OneFC, even though he still has one fight left on his UFC contract. Dana White said that he's all right with this.
Yeah. You want to take a step down in company? Go ahead.
Anybody else? And nobody cares? Rich Franklin going over to OneFC?
No.
I want to know if he's going to lose his organic juice bar. Is he
this
going to walk away from that? Is he
he-
going to walk away from that to go do that? Or is that just like, now he's going to have two jobs?
Why
would you
would
be
he
able to
have
have
to?
They have
Yeah.
two jobs.
Don't, come on.
I'm just
You
wondering.
really think he's still at the juice bar?
I'm pretty sure he's still at the juice bar.
No.
Is he delivering pizzas too? No. Why would he take a step down from the UFC? Is he not at the level where he's going to get a guaranteed office job like Chuck Liddell? Is that what the problem is
No,
here?
I don't think he is.
Yeah, well,
But, yeah, why would that be a step
Why
up
not?
from the UFC?
Why ONE FC would be a step down from the UFC?
He's not going to be getting an office. He has one fight on his contract.
Then he can keep fighting.
Would you rather
He can
get your head
renegotiate his
blasted or
contract.
go sit in an office?
And he's going to be vice president. It's
Why
not
doesn't
like
he
he's
go
going to
back
get Chuck Liddell's made-up job of fighter relations where he just hangs out in an office and makes
Matt
Duralast
Houston?
commercials.
I'll take that job all day. Why doesn't he go back to teaching? How much are they going to be paying him?
You have to have
Not-
brain damage to get that job.
What, a teacher?
That was Brandon Dodge.
You have to have brain damage to want to watch that many of other people's kids. I'll agree with that. I'm gonna, like watch my own. I think I'm going to watch 30 other little shitheads.
Dana White has come out and said that if Dominic Cruz comes back from injury, he's going to get an immediate title fight if he wants to. What do you think?
No.
No?
I think him getting hurt again and getting his time, how he had to give it up.
Yeah.
I think that was a blessing. He would have got worked.
Yeah, that was the best thing that's ever happened.
No,
If he comes back, do you think he gets immediate title shot?
against Ronda Rousey.
I don't.
No, you could give it to him, but is it going to be fair if he loses?
No.
I would just say it was going to happen anyway.
Ronda Rousey's the one who put him on the disabled list anyway. He should get a title shot at
True.
her. It's a fact.
That's according to Butt Chin.
No. That's a fact. We talked to.
Oh, never mind.
According to Butt Chin, huh?
You're
Favorite.
Yeah, no. Okay. We're going to see his twin sister fight last week.
Someone who says also deserves a immediate title shot. Obviously, Dana White has come out and said that he would give Gina Carano an immediate title shot on the day she comes back, day one.
Like literally the day she walks in the building, she gets.
Walks,
That's safe.
signs her contract, fight.
195 pounds
And
going there.
And again, I ask you, is that really what that fighter needs to do?
No, but it's money.
But it's money.
I completely understand that. But then she shows up, ring rush, gets her ass beat.
Gets a huge payday, goes back to making movies.
No,
She says,
man,
Dana,
when is this going to be about the sport again?
Dana White says she's
Never.
legit. Everybody knows she's legit. When I met her, he said that some of the stuff that I've seen, he's like, I love what she had to say. I'm excited. He's hoping to get her right back in.
I understand what you're saying about this being about the sport, but we couldn't do this if the sport didn't have some kind of value to it. You know what I mean? And this, if Gina Carano comes back, and she probably will get her ass kicked if she fights Ronda Rousey, but if she comes back and then gets beat up by Sarah Kaufman or something, then
She's
going
going to lose to whoever she fights.
I don't think she's going to lose to whoever she fights. I think she still has some ability. She still trains. All she has to do is make sure she puts down her ice cream first.
Have fun fucking cutting weight.
No, but I mean, why not give her 4 to 7? Give her number 4, 5, 6, 7. You know,
Just to show she still
Give
can
her
do
some
it.
homeless chick that just got signed off the fucking street.
or a fucking or a barista.
Or a barista.
Yeah, go to Starbucks. Go to Starbucks.
Yeah,
get a
like
fucking
they
barista.
did last time. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Make a
That's
war
fine.
out of
That
it.
worked out well, right? A whole minute and a half later.
Right.
Was it even that long?
I don't think so.
Do you hate? Why do you hate everybody?
That's what I don't get about this.
He was
is-
telling us that he hates all those white people.
I
I have that text. I'll show
He
you.
said, podcast. I said, I'm here waiting for you fucking white people.
See how angry he is?
I don't get that part about UFC. How come all these people, like, all you have to do is talk smack and you get a fight with people? It's not like in
Well,
NFL,
it's not- right.
You can't have like a semi-pro team be like talk shit to the Raiders and be like, oh, we're gonna have a game now. You know what I mean?
Because they beat the Raiders.
because
saw
there's
that
a
coming. I tried to
schedule
stop
in NFL. There's a schedule in baseball. There's no schedule here. You never know what's going to happen with injuries and people climbing
but
up and
you
down
don't
the ladder and stuff
there's
like
no
that.
ranking. It almost seems like you can
Right.
be out of it, and all of a sudden, oh, well, just because you're well known, you can jump back in and get a title.
That's a
fight.
good point. It's a really good point. She should have a tune-up fight, but if she loses the value going into that tune-up fight, then they lose the big payday.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just a freaking payday because everyone's like, oh.
Majority of the fights are fights that are warranted, but every once in a while there's a payday fight that they got to throw out there.
When we saw James Toney. I mean, come on.
That was sad.
Everybody remembers that, right?
Everybody knew what was going to happen.
James
But
Toney
you,
against Randy
but,
Couture.
but
Come on.
you went in knowing that was an exhibition fight.
They touted it as a serious fight. It was
Did-
the
really?
co-main event.
Did you take it
it was
seriously?
the co-main event.
I don't give a fuck. You can bring a kangaroo into a ring and make it. I would actually pay money for a pay-per-view to watch a kangaroo fight somebody, but I know I'm paying to watch a kangaroo fight somebody.
Would you pay
That's
money to
the
watch the
difference.
kangaroo fight Gina Carano?
That's the difference.
Yes.
The kangaroo would win that fight.
You couldn't beat up Gina Carano, man.
I guarantee you I can.
You would get injured before the fight.
Oh,
Seriously.
man. I
You
can
would
see you
punch
going.
her and break your own hand.
No. Albert's going down on the walkout. He stubs his toe on a rail, falls over, bangs his head.
It says it was a 9-foot fall.
Well, he did fall 9 feet. Just
Out.
It's more like a tumble.
straightforward. It was real. I really fell.
Albert's getting disability.
Well, if you ever
'cause his
do make
contract
it
with the UFC's out.
Into the sport, Albert. You don't have to worry about Gerald Harris anymore because he's retired.
Good to know. I'm glad Gerald
right?
Harris retired. The UFC veteran and Dream and World Series of Fighting and IFL, among others. I'm just reading word for word.
Yeah,
now.
word for word. Yeah, it's nice. It's 3-1 in the UFC. Released after one decision loss.
That was. Why did they do that?
But he says he's enjoyed his time as a fighter. Now he's just going to focus on being in stand-up comic.
Yeah,
Was he-
is he the stand-up comic?
Was
Yeah.
he the guy who was one of the guys who got cut during that time where like you literally lost one time and
Yeah,
they
you're
put you
gone.
out because they had to cut their
No,
roster?
they just cut the boring people.
Yeah.
No, there was a time. It was like right after they acquired like it was either Strikeforce or the WEC where they were
that
just
was
cutting
Strikeforce.
people like crazy.
That was
yeah,
Strikeforce.
Are you sure? Because when they got WEC, anybody below a certain weight was like...
Later, we don't have a division for you.
Yeah.
When they got Strikeforce, it was like, because they had such a huge roster now, you had to perform or you were gone. And they cut a lot of actually pretty decent fighters at that point in time, but whatever. Moving on.
Bellator has come out and talked about their first ever pay-per-view going down Saturday, May 17th.
Nope.
And they've released the price point, to which everybody went, what the fuck? So for HD, it's going to be $44.99.
Nope. This is not going to happen. Is there a Vegas money line where I can bet that this pay-per-view will not happen?
There probably is.
Everybody said, why? And let's look at the card. We have your main event, Eddie Alvarez against Michael Chandler, which they are touting as the greatest mixed martial arts trilogy ever.
All right.
It's pretty good.
Do you think it's better than Liddell and Couture?
He's a fucking hipster. Why are you asking him?
Do you think it's better than Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre?
Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre?
Better than that trilogy?
It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
I
It's going to be better than any trilogy.
Better than Josh Thompson, Gil Melendez.
No, that one was actually pretty good.
Because it wasn't in the UFC!
Boom!
You're a fucking hipster. If it was in the UFC, there's no way it could be as good as something
One of
that
those
was on an
fights wasn't in the
off-brand.
UFC.
Well, I'm sorry that everyone in the UFC wants to lay on each other, and people outside the UFC want to actually fight.
So again, you think this is
You're out
the
of your
greatest trilogy in MMA ever?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Well, that's what they're bouting at. And then,
Dan
of course,
Askren is not in the UFC, and John Fitch is no longer in the UFC.
your co-main
Oh,
event
shit.
on
That's
this
good.
pay-per-view is Rampage Jackson against King Mo. Third on the card, we have Alexander Shlemenko going up against Tito Ortiz.
I don't know why middleweight guys fighting in 205.
And there's
With
probably
an 85-pound
there's
head.
probably 30 other sites that are agreeing with us. One has actually gone to the distance to say that he's going to come down with a sickness or disease to get out of the fight.
Who, Tito?
Yeah.
This pay-per-view is not happening.
Pepsi? Are we going to do a Pepsi?
I think he said
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
I totally thought he said Pepsi.
I was like,
I was like, yeah, I'll take one.
you going? Are you going downstairs?
Pepsi's a disease?
All I wanted was
Man,
a
I had Pepsi for a
just
long
one
time.
Pepsi.
We can't say Pepsi, they don't pay us.
Well, now they won't.
Thanks, Albert.
Because they don't pay us nothing. We don't have a Coca-Cola.
Get on top of your wife.
You need a big tattoo on your chest.
One that they have to blur out when you jump up and down.
That's funny, because he'd kill us all.
Let's be real. He couldn't get through the door. You don't have to worry about anything.
There's
Fine.
no way he could take us all at once. Don't run. bitch.
Don't run.
He's
Don't
going.
run.
Well, if we all run, he'll get tired.
I say we just grab Albert and use him like door prop.
Why he'd break?
Next story.
Speaking about Chuck Liddell, he has recently come out and said that he would have knocked out John Jones in his prime, and he thinks Glover Teixeira will as well. John Jones went on UFC Tonight, so that's not very nice, Chuck. He's like, I'd expect him to have his back. I understand what he's doing. He's like, but he's been coming out with other stuff. Like he would walk through my punches if he ever fought me, and he would beat me in his prime. I'm not going to sit here and insult Chuck. He's a very beloved person by the masses. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. It's just like, come on, Chuck, knock it off. I respect you. Chill out.
But if you ever want to come back for a super fight,
But yeah, if you were to ever come out of retirement, I would welcome him to a
terrible idea.
super fight.
Chuck Liddell couldn't walk through a light breeze right now, so I think he'd be excited.
That's why I live in Vegas. There's no wind. Unless there's this weird fucking sandstorm once in a while. Those suck in
The guy
her.
walks in front of a rotating fan and falls over.
Turn that thing off oscillate!
Yeah, they had to piece that battery commercial together because when he walks through the wall, he's out. He gets in the car, he's out. I mean, watch right when he sits
Tank
down. There's
shoots
an
him.
explosion. Oh, he's
I
out.
thought I told you guys to turn off the AC.
Yeah,
So do you think Chuck Liddell in his prime could have beat John Jones right
moot
now?
fucking point.
Before he ever got knocked out,
So, well,
Yes.
are we fighting? Chuck Liddell's fighting him while he's in his prime, so that makes John Jones like 12.
that's why I say yes.
He's saying John
not that
Jones
tall
now.
yet.
If there was a time machine and we could take Chuck Liddell from his prime and have him fight John Jones
Oh, okay.
today,
Well, who's on the woolly mammoth and who's on the mastodon?
I would go Chuck Liddell definitely on the woolly mammoth.
Okay, cool. I'm just saying, if we're using time machine,
Right?
Might as well bring back some other shit too.
Just saying.
I guess Chuck Liddell, when he had near perfect takedown defense and could get punched and not get knocked out and would knock people out.
Do you think did he ever fight anybody that was as big as far as reach wise as John Jones?
I don't think anybody's ever fought anybody that's as big as far.
no,
as
he's
People that have fought
a
stuff
hybrid fighter. You know, we're just now seeing these guys coming to
Yeah.
into the MMA.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter if he was 12 anyway, because he was probably still the same height.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's like saying, okay, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Barry Bonds
Babe
is on roids.
It's like Barry Bonds all day because he was on roids.
Babe Ruth was on
Ruth is
cocaine.
Was on alcohol.
in the game, okay?
What's Dana White talking about his phone for now?
Well, first of all, let's talk about a lot of people in the boxing community are extremely, extremely upset that Joe Rogan recently went on ESPN First Take and said that he believes that Ronda Rousey would beat Floyd Mayweather in a fight. Not a boxing match, but in a fight. Dana White came out and said the same thing. He would agree. He says it's a fight situation. It's a street fight. It's a mixed martial arts fight. Going into a boxing, she's going to get destroyed. Obviously, her hands are not the same as Floyd Mayweather's. Getting to where she can do takedowns and tosses and that sort of thing, she's definitely going to win. Everybody in the boxing community flipped out.
In a street fight, no, because he's got like 600-pound bodyguards. She will die.
And he's already proved he's not afraid to hit a woman. He would probably knock her out.
For real, though. For real.
But the problem with Floyd Mayweather though is that when he fights, he turns his back. And she probably choke him.
Right.
Because in his boxing matches, he always turns his back so they can't hit him. And then he pops out. So he turned his back, she couldn't hit him, and then she choked him.
Yeah.
So a lot of people got upset about that. So he was talking about that, and then they were asking him about his flip phone because Dana White still uses a flip phone.
Because it's the only thing he understands how to use.
He literally had to buy out as many flip phones as he can because they stopped making them. So he has like 15 of them on standby, ready to go. And he said they asked him, "Why do you still use a flip phone?" He says, "Let me tell you, I travel all over the world and I'm on the phone all the time. This battery lasts 3 days. All of you dummies out there with iPhones, your battery lasts 15 minutes. Good luck to you. I don't need 50 apps on my phone. I don't need it to play video games on my phone. I just need it to talk. I need to get business done, and I need to text. That's why the phone's perfect for me."
But what if you want to type up what your conversation was about after you're done?
And they asked him, "Well, what about Twitter? You're always on Twitter." He goes, "Well, I have some
Like,
guy
you
that
got
has an iPhone that does my Twitter." I tell him, "Tweet this."
I bought him a charger.
What if he has to put like something in his phone schedule? I use my calendar all the time.
He turns over to phone schedule person.
Yeah.
It says write that down.
Write that down.
I don't need a goddamn iPhone. I have 50 people in my entourage that have iPhones. I got Twitter person, I got Facebook person, I got calendar person.
Yep.
Take that down, Goldberg. Yes, sir.
Well,
Write it down on your huge watch.
while he's
It took
looking
me a
at his
minute to
lips.
figure out who Goldberg was. I thought you were talking about the wrestler. I was like, what? And then I thought,
Way to
the
stay
Mighty Ducks
current.
goalie.
Yeah. Way to stay current.
Yeah, and I'm the one who's not current, right? Lol.
Lowell's.
Albert's the guy on a little bike trying to keep up with the rest of the pack right now.
Hector Lombard has come out and said that he thinks that Nick Diaz is ducking him and running from him, and then he wants to fight Nick Diaz.
Did he really say ducking, or was that autocorrect? No.
I never mean ducking. Ever. No, I don't think Nick Diaz is ducking Hector Lombard. Hector Lombard hasn't exactly been tip-top performer.
I would actually really like to see that fight.
I'd watch the fight, but seriously, I don't think that Nick Diaz is afraid of Hector Lombard at all.
Do you think that
stop.
that would be worth Nick Diaz's $500,000 payday?
No.
No.
Do you think Nick Diaz is worth a $500,000 payday?
It depends on which. I mean,
Maybe.
when you put it out there that GSP was making $5 million a fight,
Right?
then yeah, I think Nick Diaz is definitely worth $500,000 a fight.
Well, what do you think he's doing these appearances for down in
I think we should start
California?
a Kickstarter.
Weed?
No. I mean, what do you think? 10, 50,000?
I think we should start a
I don't know.
Kickstarter.
What, for Diaz?
$500,000?
For one fight for Diaz, we'll just be like, all right, look, we've raised $500,000 from the fans.
Can I be in charge
You
of
know
that?
what? Hey,
He
that's
would take that money and not show up. I'm just going to let you know. You will never get that back.
You'd have to dangle it above the ring.
Right?
Money in the Bank style, like it's
Ladder
WWE.
match. Yeah.
Ladder match, hell
that
yes.
is one hell of a marketing ploy, though.
Right?
I mean, not for the fight, but for us.
I'm just saying. I'm saying we can put it together.
If we could get the payday for Nick Diaz to fight again in the UFC,
If someone
No. We're never going to get the money.
but
just
what
if they just say the Kickstarter's out there
Yeah.
and that we started it?
Yeah.
Hell of a
maybe we
deal.
wouldn't
Yeah, if we
fight.
raised $500,000, I'd probably take it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody would give you the fucking password.
I'm going to be the only one that's doing this, apparently. Can't trust none of y'all.
Hell no, I'd
I don't want to
admit
see the
that.
fight that bad. I don't even care. No.
It was, yeah, I think you should totally get the money. Wait, we're raising the money out. He's not getting any of that. That money's going to me. Dennis Sever got fined $19,800 and suspended 9 months for his positive drug test. From
Well, that
his,
suspension started like 6 months ago, didn't it?
right? Like, how long has this been since he fought?
Does anybody else think it's funny that he got suspended 9 months for being pregnant? I'm just saying.
Pretty convenient.
They're like, whoa, bro.
You
Pretty
got a
convenient.
9 months
We don't
suspension
know what to do right now.
for being pregnant.
So Ronda Rousey recently came out and she said, "This girl's been on steroids for so long and injecting herself for so long. She's not a woman anymore. She's an it." A lot of people got really upset about this whole statement. They asked Dana White, first of all, what he thought, and he said, "I think this is the fight. This is the fight business, and people say mean things about each
This
other."
is some double standard bullshit.
Wait, listen to it though.
Yes,
it gets
it
even
is.
better. It's not true. Is it not true? She got busted for taking Winstrol, the same drug that Ben Johnson took and many other athletes took. To do what? To cheat. Well, Ronda called her a fucking cheater. She called her an it. She called Ronda a chicken. Is Ronda a chicken? No. Should Ronda be offended by being called a chicken? Grow the fuck up. When I saw her at the MMA Awards, she looked like Vanderlei Silva in a dress and heels. And she did. Did she not? Does anybody want to dispute she did not look like Vanderlei in a dress?
Yeah.
She got up, walked to the stairs, jacked up on steroids beyond belief, and it looked like Vanderlei Silva. Chris Cyborg Santos' team and herself have come out and said, the comparison was funny. I'm a big fan of Vanderlei. He's a big international idol of mine.
If any male fighter called her an it,
And that's
it
exactly
fucking
what a lot of
roasted
people
for
are
it.
upset is that why did not, such as Matt Metrione and Matt Brown both got in trouble recently for Matt Brown for
The
saying
topless comments? Yeah.
comments and Metrione for basically making fun of women in MMA, saying that that she was a he she.
Mitrione was the transgender fighter in Florida.
Exactly,
Yeah.
talking about Fallon Fox. Why has not Ronda Rousey been suspended or been fined or anything like that, whereas these other fighters have? In fact, MMA apparel company American MMA has now offered a $5,000 bounty to any fighter who knocks out Ronda Rousey.
So you have to be a fighter. You can't just see her chicken.
Yeah, I was
out
about
the
to,
bar.
I was
She
about
can't
to
go running
go
through
to her house and knock that bitch out.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I get some money for gas first?
This is-
I'll go over there and punch that bitch in the face.
I'm waiting for her to get a Slurpee at 7-Eleven when she ain't looking. Hit her right in the back of her neck.
And then, of course, Justino's advisor and attorney has said that she's a beautiful woman with a huge heart. She has a mother and a father. She's attacking her. If you want to attack her, hurt
She
her.
is a mother and a father?
She has a mother and a father. You
That
want
seems
to
like
hurt her in the cage? We dare you. We do not need to resort to personal insults. Nor she wants to hurt her physically, not verbally. These hateful statements show that she is afraid of Chris Cyborg because she knows that she has to verbally attack her because there's no way she can do it physically. She has no chance in this fight. Ronda knows Chris has passed all 4 of her drug tests, including the random drug test performed this past March. She's just trying to build an extra excuse for when Chris mops the cage with her, basically by lying and saying that she's a cheater.
I just want to point out this. When people are like, "Oh, she took steroids," she took Winstrol.
She did took steroids.
Winstrol or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. That's for cutting weight. That's not for extra strength. That's not for anything else. That's for cutting weight.
And for speed. No, they do. It's 'cause
I don't
they're-
know anything about it. So
Yeah,
No,
that's
it,
like
no,
Winstrol.
it helps in snap reflex too.
like
Either way,
But it doesn't get you beefy. That was the point.
Yeah, it doesn't make you bigger.
But it is
doesn't make you stronger.
performance enhancing.
But it's
Yes, it is.
And it is a
saying it's
steroid.
not. But I'm
It is
just
a
saying,
steroid.
like, it's used for cutting weight, losing weight. That's what people use it for.
It's still
Bodybuilders use it.
it's still the use of.
Oh, I know that.
All right.
Yeah, but the thing he was pointing out that
you're saying it doesn't have anything to do with testosterone.
No.
Essentially, is what
you're
you're saying.
saying when she looked like Vanderlei Silva in a dress, it
She
wasn't
doesn't
because
look like Vanderlei Silva
it wasn't
dress.
because of the
Fucking Dana White's
Winstrol.
not
It was
gonna
because
He's a double standard piece of shit right now.
it was because of something else.
Fuck that motherfucker, dude. He's a little- he's
Do you
acting
have a
like
crush
little
on
bitch.
Justino Santos right now? Is that what's going on?
No, I don't. I just think it's fucked up how people are sitting there talking shit about her for no fucking reason. She didn't do shit to anybody.
She cheated,
Everybody fucking cheats.
but she got caught.
She did.
Yeah.
Come on,
She
now.
did cheat.
She did look like a man for a little bit. She did look.
She looked like a man.
Let's be
2 points for
realistic
working that
No, I
in.
don't
2
think she
points.
looked like that.
Bro, for a while I thought her and her husband were the same person because you never
was
saw
pretty
both of
squared
them at
out.
the same place at the same
Have
time.
you ever met them?
No,
They're very
but
nice people.
I'm not
But
saying
she
they're not
does not
nice
look
people.
like a man in person. She is not that big.
That's fine. But for the longest
She's
time,
fucking ripped,
For
yeah.
the longest time, you never saw her and Evangelista in the same place at the same time.
They're not fucking married anymore.
Well, but when they were,
They
There's
were
a
in a
lot of
magazine
questions.
shoot together.
Okay.
The naked one.
Okay, fact is tested, found guilty,
Cheated.
cheated.
All right. So when Ronda Rousey tests for fucking pot, Everyone's gonna go fucking.
They've tested her after every fight. She has yet to come up.
I'm more pissed off at the double standard for Ronda Rousey being able to say
Yes.
this, to say something like this, and everybody else gets their ass slapped for
Yeah, I
it.
don't even know why you're getting mad because they are against Rousey. Then you're just mad.
Who's against Rousey?
We're just
you're
saying
mad.
double standard. We're upset. We agree.
That's what I'm upset about too. I think it's
You're
fucking
upset
bullshit.
that people are just verbally attacking Justino because you got some weird thing going on.
No, she's a fucking nice person.
We didn't say she's not.
Hey.
I'm sure she is
We
nice.
said she cheated.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, and what two dudes do outside of the studio? I'm just saying that's a tall horse to climb.
More from Dana White.
Thank you. I don't want to go down this road anymore.
I just think it's fucking stupid how there is a double standard. Okay?
Yes,
there
she
is.
did
And we
caught
agree.
cheating.
And we agree.
More from Dana White talking about now Anthony Rumble Johnson. He said he was never going to be allowed to miss weight again. Basically, he's going to get a lifetime ban from the UFC if he misses weight.
So do you make weight today?
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I'm
I don't know.
hoping.
The weigh-ins are happening right
Yeah,
now.
weigh-ins are happening now, so I'm hoping.
He should have put that ban on him like fucking 3 years ago.
When he missed weight 3 times.
I think it's like 8, dude.
Well, if you better not.
And he came in on time. Weight 205. There it is.
He better not. Yeah, he better not put that ban. He shouldn't have put that ban in before they brought Gina Carano back because that bitch never
See if
makes
we can
weight.
find Rumble. There he is. Oh, that's Phil Davis.
Is that Kobe Bryant?
Wonderful spread.
Seriously,
Seriously, he looks like dude. He looks like Bruce Lee's web there with his crazy. Look at Rumble.
motherfucker.
I like Rumble Johnson. It's just
This next news is
but
just
the
for
weight
you.
the weight stuff sucks. What?
Just for you,
yeah.
buddy.
Yes.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh my.
It's like Christmas morning. Yay.
Andrei Arlovsky is
Not for
coming
his chin.
back to the UFC after 3 straight wins over in World Series of Fighting.
Yeah.
He fought that many times in World Series. I only saw the one.
His
where
last
he got broken.
8 fights are 6-1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
So his first fight back is going to be alleged right now. It hasn't been 100% signed, but Brennan Schaub.
Sweet.
Who's going to go down first? I mean, this is Battle of the Glass Chins.
Yeah,
right
that's
here.
awesome. That's a great first fight for him because he actually has a shot.
There's a possibility of a double knockout.
Double knockout? Dude, if we get Shody Carter to ref this fight, it's going to happen. Like, it's just bound to. Like, right?
what
That's
the
probability. And if this happens in Chicago, Shony Carter will be there. So like, he'll show up with his pimp cane and cup,
Hell
ready
yeah.
to fight. And they'll tell him, look, you're not fighting, you're just reffing again.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. I'm stoked about that.
How stoked are you?
I can't wait to see him get knocked out.
I wonder how much he's going to get paid.
I just want to see his fangs in the cage again. I hope he comes back hairy.
Right?
You know, when
That's
someone
when was all his power.
When he was hairy.
shaved
he's like Samson.
got all
Yeah.
like fancy and
Yeah.
he's,
When
like,
they try
all
to make him all
bald.
metro and make him
Yeah.
appealing to the ladies. No, it didn't work.
Just
at all.
come in all
No.
Bulgarian, brute, Russian. Like,
He needs to look like a homeless Bulgarian. That's perfect with the fang mouthpiece. Boom, done.
the pit bull growling at the beginning.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm
Good.
stoked for that. That's exciting. I want to see him fight everybody.
Phil Davis has been talking a lot of trash about John Jones. People are saying he is overlooking Anthony Johnson. He's saying that he still thinks that John Jones will pull out of his fight,
He probably will.
even up to the weigh-ins. He's
Probably
still
will.
saying that he's going to pull out of the fight.
He's gonna roll his ankle.
he
He's
says-
gonna fall off the 9-foot ladder.
If he wants a title shot, if he wins against Anthony Johnson, he wants to go in there. He says he will destroy John Jones. He's
Phil
gonna-
Davis.
Yep, says he's going to run across the cage, punch him in the face, take him down, beat him up, try to rip one of his arms off. Planning on trying to train with Ronda Rousey to learn the armbar even better than he does, so that he can rip John Jones' armbar or rip his arm off.
Maybe he'll put him in a Wonder Bar.
He thinks John Jones is scared of everybody right now. He's scared of Gustafsson. He's scared of Glover.
I think
and
John
he's scared
Jones
of Davis.
I think John Jones is scared of everybody too right now. I think John
Well, yeah, he
Jones.
got all mentally fucked up. With
I think he-
Alex,
Exactly.
Gustafsson.
Definitely did.
And that's why I think he's
He
gonna
didn't
lose
look
on it.
invincible anymore. That's the thing.
yeah.
He got proved he's. Well, I mean, so did the toe break and the elbow break, but
Well, that's the
Tell
worst
Sonny
part
to
of
be
it all.
champion.
yeah.
Yeah, the worst part of it all is that foot's an open.
And that elbow he got cracked from Vitor. Vitor broke his elbow in the armbar.
He should have fucking never let go of that bitch.
Albert hates everybody who's on top.
Jake Shields, obviously we talked about, who's cut from the UFC. He said he's ready to make his 170-pound debut over in World Series of Fighting, and that the cut from the UFC wasn't that big a deal. He's not too hurt about it. He says, I'm still a name, I'm arguably top 10. It makes sense to put me in a title fight pretty fast. I'm not worried about what's going on.
You know why? Because he made so much money off of them.
I mean, good for him, I guess, taking it in stride.
Taking stride.
And he seems smart. I bet he invested it, and I bet he still has money.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Probably invested in Nick Diaz.
He was at Bring Your Own Big Wheel.
Jake Shields?
I saw him there. He goes there every year to watch it.
Why did you hit me?
Because I just yeah, he doesn't race. He's a pussy. I didn't tell him that to his face.
When you were going to the hill, you're like, your stand-up sucks!
You're a pussy for not racing! Try and catch me!
He's all waiting at the hill.
Yeah, shit.
All right, so UFC on Fox 11 went down last Saturday night. It was actually a pretty good main card.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
A lot of decisions.
A lot of decisions, but still enjoyable fights. Do you just want to do the whole thing, or
Go for it.
Oh Jesus!
No, you can start the. Well, do you want to just do the main card and stuff?
No,
like
we
that?
do. Jordan Mine. He went up against her. Nine.
Jordan Mean.
Nine. Hermione fought.
Yeah. Hermione Pepitulo.
Chal Magaliz went up against Luke Zacharich. Got a 44-second TKO. Good for him.
Yep.
Alex White and Esteban Payan. First round KO right there. Why couldn't this happen on the main card?
Right.
Jorge Masvidal and Pat Healy. Too bad for Pat Healy. Lost a unanimous decision up against Jorge Masvidal.
He's 57 and 52 now.
Yeah, seriously.
Super stoked to see Thiago Alves back with a win over Seth Pazinski. That's cool. Got a
He
unanimous
recently
decision.
came out and said he's happy he didn't win the title back from GSP when he did, and he just wasn't ready for it. Now he's more mentally sound, and he's ready to make another
He said he
title
probably
run.
would have been
good.
dead.
Yeah, he said he probably would have been dead, too, because he would just want to win all crazy.
Good. Well, at least he recognizes that.
Widow and all, Thiago Silva and everybody.
Yeah.
And then
Probably.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Did you guys see the video of the people trying to spell his name?
Yeah.
No one spelled it right.
Of course not. He beat Rafael Two Hands in a 5-minute decision. and then
Keeps getting funnier.
on the main card we have Yoel Romero beats Brad Tavares.
I was surprised with that fight. I thought Brad Tavares was going to put on a better showing.
I think we all were surprised with that. I think we all picked Brad Tavares in that fight. Now, what shocked the hell out of me was Don Cerrone beating Edson Barboza, who was
my goodness.
whooping his ass.
By submission.
Beat him.
Yeah.
He was beating his ass. I was standing up watching this fight going, come on, Cerrone, do something. Like, you're getting your
Edson
ass
Barboza
handed to you.
wants an immediate rematch, by the way. Said that he got him with a lucky shot.
He got...
Well, no shot is lucky because you're trying to hit the guy in the face.
Right.
But it's
I wouldn't
like...
call it a lucky... If he can drop you with a jab, imagine what he does to you with a hook. He dropped him with a jab.
Try hitting that motherfucker with a hook. He hit him one time. One time.
And it dropped, and that one hit dropped him. It's not lucky. If that one hit drops you, it's not lucky.
Yeah, it is. 100%.
There's no way. He was trying to hit him in the face, like you said.
And he was the only submission, so he got submission of the... Oh, I'm sorry. It's not... It's performance now, right?
Performance of the night.
Did he get it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I know. I was actually surprised with Misha Tate getting the decision over Liz Carmouche.
So was
lost
Misha
that
Tate.
fight.
Misha Tate even said in their post-fight interview, I thought Liz Carmouche won. I'm surprised they did not give it to her.
I can't believe they gave her every round.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Joe Rogan,
29-28 all
29-28. So they gave one round to Liz Carmouche.
I thought Tate lost that fight, and
The second- but
I
Joe
thought she was
Rogan-
going to retire after the fight if she lost because that bitch is
Who,
not
Misha
there
Tate?
mentally anymore. Yeah.
Well,
She's like,
Joe Rogan even said in the second round that Misha Tate could have stole that round towards the end. I didn't see it watching it, but I understand where Joe Rogan was coming from. I'm like, I see what Misha Tate did at the end of the second round. I personally don't think it was enough to steal the round. Obviously, the judges and Joe Rogan all saw something different and gave it to Misha Tate. So, I mean, good for her, I guess. I don't know what the hell she does now, but whatever. And then Fabricio Verdum fought somebody who looked like Travis Brown, but Travis Brown was not there.
Was not there. He dominated Travis Brown.
I heard he broke his ribs.
Yeah,
broke
but
his ribs and his hand in the
his
first
hand.
and second round.
But you have to admit it was a different Fabricio, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Fabricio looked fantastic standing up. But Travis Brown just looked like he was in another dimension.
Have fun fighting Kane.
They are now trying to tout Fabricio Verdum as Kane's biggest threat ever to his title.
Fabricio Verdum is going to have the title if Kane doesn't get back and fight at some point soon.
Right.
They're saying
Didn't
possibly
he get like 19 surgeries or something?
possibly November.
How long has it been since he fought?
JDS, right?
JDS, yeah.
Was that December?
I think so.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Damn.
Been some
Well,
time.
they get 2 years now, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, do they? All right.
It'll be good.
Well, every time he gets surgery, he comes back and he loses, and then he comes back and wins again and gets more surgery, loses. You know, it's only happened one time.
I was going to
like
say Kane? Like, he's lost once. What the fuck are you talking about?
But that's how it happened.
But that's how it happened.
So that's how it happens every time.
So-
Starting a trend.
It was a lucky punch from JDS on Fox.
I like how you were so calm about it. He just go down and pick up a couple surgeries.
It's no big deal.
It's all paid for.
So did you watch The Ultimate Fighter?
No, my TiVo did not record it.
Did you watch The Ultimate
Oh my
Fighter?
God, yes.
Did you guys watch The Ultimate Fighter?
Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. All right,
That's all you
so
need to see.
we have Penn versus Edgar, obviously the coaches. Two guys. Penn picked the Irish guy who had not fought to get into the house. Remember, he was the one
Because
who
he
got
was fresh.
Because he was fresh to go up against.
Why does this already sound like it's going to go downhill?
Well, this is what the Penn strategy was.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to fight.
He didn't fight to get in the house. He's fresh. I'm gonna put him against a guy that fought for a minute and a half. You don't think he's fresh?
But the thing was, literally, he looked at his co-coach and was like, "Who did we want him to fight? You pick somebody." Like, it didn't look like Penn was like, "Oh, because that guy fought a hard fight." It was just like, "Who was it? That guy?" Okay, yeah.
BJ was high as shit. I don't care what anyone says. They're like, "Oh, Jersey style." He's all, "Oh, Jersey style." What?
Super delayed.
Like,
That's coming this way, by the way.
Yeah.
It's hail.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, anyway, not that anybody listening gives a shit, but it's like,
We had a pretty intense stare down. They were
stupid intense.
stupid. Their noses were touching. They were breathing on each other and just staring the entire time. And everyone, the whole crowd's like, "Yeah!"
What's his name?
Yeah!
I wish they would just start putting on like romantic music when they
Oh,
do that
dude, it
kind
would
of
be
shit.
hilarious.
What is his name? Uribe, the
Yeah.
Mexican guy. He's like,
I could
our
feel
our noses were touching, our foreheads were touching. I felt his nose on my nose.
I
And
could
I'm
feel
like,
him breathe
Is that
on
what
me.
that fucking means? Thank
like
you.
you-
Like, you fucking retard. Go home.
I felt his breath on the nape of my neck.
And the new thing that I like about this season is now we have the KFC double down couch.
Right? I was so confused. I almost fast forwarded it because I was like, is this a commercial? What the fuck's going on? Like,
They have the KFC double down couch, which is basically a couch that's got a bunch of KFC pillows.
I was hoping it looked like a double down.
And they have the fighters come in and try to say who they think's going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
So other castmates, not the guys that are on it.
so it's like a casting couch for.
It's for KFC.
couch.
It's the KFC double down casting couch.
I want to
He's
call
like,
it the KFC casting couch.
Oh man.
I want to double down now.
They're back for a limited time.
I know. I've had one my entire life.
Hop on that couch. I'll pick you up and double down.
They hit with a special sauce from the double down.
Yeah, there you go.
For the double down, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Brother, actually.
Double dragon.
I want to see two dragons.
Chinese finger cuffs, baby. Chinese finger cuffs.
Yeah, there ain't nothing that tight on your body. Just, it'd be more like a worn out Pavlovian muff. You could just, you stick your hands in both the end of it.
Wow.
Pavlovian muff.
Wow. So moving on to the fight.
That was the most obscure reference ever on this show. Congratulations.
All right.
The fight, the first round definitely went to
Uribe.
Uribe from
Urbina.
Yeah, Urbina from Team Edgar. Round 2 goes to the Irish guy.
The Irish guy.
I mean, but the thing is we had probably, of course, the stupidest rule ever, where he was playing the "my hand's touching, you can't knee me. My hand's not touching. My hand's touching, you cannot knee me. My hand's not touching." Like,
What do we say about that game?
Yeah.
You go ahead and kick and then deal with the penalty.
and he was throwing knees the whole 3-point contact.
Or you
rule.
stomp the hand.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But that's what I was telling him. It's
That's
kinda-
what I.
Yes, he's been trying to say this for years. Yes, Alberto. And my thing is it was hard to
I
stomp
just
the
want
hand.
credit, all right?
It was hard to stomp the hand when the guys leaned back, really, really far and trying to throw the knees. And he got one illegal knee in, but Mazzagatti, of course, didn't give a shit because he's a Honey Badger.
I think he gave you two.
And they just kept doing it. I mean, literally, this rule needs to stop. I mean, I was
Right.
so... Dana White even said after this episode he's furious about this rule. He wants to try to figure out something that they can do to re-look at this rule because it's dumb.
Well, I'm sure they'll change it because it's Dana White. And it's
Hopefully.
like, you don't want to change the rule? All right, I won't come to your fucking...
Town then, yeah.
Yeah, I almost said country.
But I mean, seriously, like one knee
Come
down...
to your continent.
One knee down, I can understand. You
Go
can't
to
knee a guy
Antarctica.
when his knees are on the ground, but putting 3 fingers on the ground is not...
yeah.
Not-
That's why Joe Rogan has Team Alpha Male. They're doing Twister
That's right.
in their workout so that everybody gets a little bit limber. And
He's the new coach. You didn't hear that?
It's official.
What?
Yeah.
It's official. Joe Rogan.
You didn't see the video that was on YouTube where he was training
They're
those
all going
guys?
to be all on psychedelics, tripping out.
They all do Twister before practice, too.
See, Bang got them all
Like the
primed. They're
game.
all smoked
Yeah,
out.
to get all limber and get to used to be in weird positions.
Yep. Twister.
So Pendred, the Irish guy from Team Penn, he did win this unanimous decision. Next week we're going to have Dan Spawn going up against Todd McGonahan.
What I liked about that was the Irish dude asks Mazzagatti, can you just let me know when his hand's on the ground?
Yeah. In the middle of the fight.
No. He's like, no, you can look down. Like, what the hell?
Just let me know so I can knee him. Because I'm just tired of waiting.
Oh, so what's he want the ref to go? Now, not
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Now,
Now.
not now.
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 Not now.
Go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go.
No. Yes. No.
Well, that's what they do in OneFC.
Yeah.
You have to get approval from the ref before you soccer kick someone in the face.
Oh, way to sneak it on him.
You have to pause, look at the ref. He has to give you this okay signal, and then you can go punt his head in the fucking stands. That's what.
If you can't do anything to prevent that from happening, you are already done.
Yes. Well, that's why Tim Sylvia, or it was a no contest with
No
Andre
contest.
Arlovsky, because Andre Arlovsky ran over and punted him in the face.
But didn't get.
Whoa, bro, we didn't give you the signal.
You didn't say it was okay.
He's like, my bad.
Whoa, bro.
My bad.
So UFC 172 is finally here. Now, this John Jones versus Glover Teixeira has been the headliner for UFC 169, 170, and 171. Before it all got moved to becoming UFC 172.
Did you catch all that?
Joe Ellenberger, Jake Ellenberger's twin brother, was looking to make his debut up against Wagner Rocha. Rocha had to pull out a week out. However, Donald Cerrone landed in Baltimore on Wednesday and tweeted Dana White, "I'm here in Baltimore. I'm ready to cut weight. I will step in and fight against Joe Ellenberger
Shut up.
if you are willing." Straight up tweeted him. I retweeted on ours. You can check that out.
That's awesome.
Dana White obviously has not said yes because he wasn't at the weigh. Donald Cerrone wasn't weighing in today.
That's right. Wakeboard, bull ride, laundry. That's right. That's what he does. WBL, man.
So starting off on the Fight Pass, we have Chris Beal going up against Patrick Williams. Chris Beal coming off the Ultimate Fighter 18. It was a decent boxer on that show, but he didn't knock anybody out.
No.
So both these guys are coming in with their UFC debuts.
Yes.
Which is why they're on Fight Pass.
But yeah, Patrick Williams, Arizona State wrestler, has one win. Or excuse me, all but one of his wins are by finish, which I spelled incorrectly. That's awesome.
Yeah. Is that the country?
I think it's the country, almost. Finish. He finished them all, but by finish.
Finish.
Another reason we're just a podcast.
Yeah, I am taking Chris Beal all the way.
Really?
Yep.
I got Williams.
Why?
Why not?
He's a good boxer, but he's going up against a state wrestler who has all but one of his wins by finish.
Yep.
I'm taking Williams in this one.
All right. Anybody else?
Right.
Nobody?
I got
Moving
Williams. Williams.
on. Danny Castillo going up against Charlie Brenneman.
Is this still on Fight Pass?
Nope, this is now moving on to Fox Sports 1.
Okay.
The Un.
Castillo.
The Un.
The Ocho.
It's the Un. Last call. Last time we saw him, he fought a really close decision to Barboza and ended up losing in the later rounds. He's going to definitely be looking to make a statement in this fight, come back. Charlie Brenneman coming back didn't look too well the last time he came back when they gave him a second chance. This is
Well,
probably
that
his
was
last, like a day notice.
Day notice, yeah.
This is look at him. Although I do see him definitely trying to do the same thing he did to Rick Story, which is use his wrestling to try to stay away from the hands and shut down. Got last call, but last call, Danny Castillo training at Team Alpha Male. I think he's going to be ready for that and definitely going to use his hands to win this fight.
Because of all that twister they're doing with
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
No, I got Castillo in that fight.
Castillo?
By far.
I really hope Castillo can come back and put another win together.
I just want him to change his name because that's my nickname.
Last call?
If I'm ever a fighter, I'm a bartender. I mean, come on.
I was like, your name's Danny Castillo? No,
Yeah,
it's
my
not.
nickname's
No, it's not, bro.
Yeah. I'm Brandon Danny Castillo Dodge. That's my nickname.
You should do that just to make him change his. I think that works.
I'm making appearances. They're like, you're not the fighter.
All right, so women's bantamweight fight. Jessamine Duke is going up against Beth Correa. Jessamine Duke was the boxer on the Ultimate
Yes,
Fighter, right?
extremely tall
Yeah.
and lengthy. She is going to have a 6-inch height advantage and a 9-inch reach advantage.
Wow.
3 inch on each side, so.
Yeah. That's pretty
That's still
big.
pretty.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it would look like she's just slapping her on the side of the face. Come on,
She's been
put your
training
hands
with
up.
Rhonda and Shayna Baszler down there in Southern California.
Nice.
She is now part of the 4 horsewomen, as they like to say. Beth Carrera definitely needs to use the same pressure she did in her Octagon debut to try to get on the inside, while Jessamine Duke seems to still be figuring out her range a little bit, but I'm still taking Jessamine Duke to win this fight, hands down.
I think Jessamine Duke is going to have like no problem at all using her range and boxing to keep Beth Correa away. It's going to be difficult for her.
I just want to point out what you wrote about Gomi. You're an asshole.
I know, man. I know. He is, though, and I'll get it to it right now. So we have Isaac Valley Flag going up against Tankanori Gomi. The Fireball Kid has had a year layoff. He has not looked the same since Pride. He is seriously a shell of his former greatness. He still is a good...
He hasn't looked the same since Pride because he was overrated in Pride, like so many of the Pride fighters were.
He's still a good counterpuncher. He's still got heavy hands. I'm hoping he rebounds from his last fight, which he did win over Diego Sanchez, right?
No, he lost.
Oh, he lost decision. He lost decision, Diego Sanchez. Valley Flag got tossed around in his last fight against Alvaro, who was extremely bigger than him. He won't have that as an issue here. He will definitely look to wear him down. I'm hoping Gomi will win this fight, but I think Valley Flag will drag this out using his wrestling and win this decision.
I got Gomi.
Of course you do.
Hipster, I swear to God. Joseph Benavidez is going up against Tim Elliott in your next fight.
Yeah.
I got Elliot. No, I'm just kidding.
Joe's looking to prove he's still number one contender, man, after getting knocked the fuck out. Jesus, that was disappointing to go see live.
That was so disappointing. But I mean, really, if you got you have Joseph Benavidez highlighted in this one, I mean, really, you kind of got to take him. In
Tim Elliott's good, but he's not that good. I mean, he took two really good fights against John Dodson and Ali Bagatinov, and he showed that he's definitely a contender. He lost both those fights decision. He definitely has some interesting unorthodox striking, but I'm definitely going to be taking Joseph Benavidez.
I just don't think he's on the same level.
Yeah,
I don't think he's on the same level as Benavidez. I have to take Benavidez in this fight as well.
And then we got moving on to the first fight on the main card. Max Holloway going up against Andre Touchy Feely. That is his nickname. Touchy Feely, my friend. Max Holloway is a great boxer. He's known for his spinning shit, as the Diaz brothers would say. He's got really good takedown defense. He does like to switch it up. He works the head and the body very well. Switches between his kicks and his punches. Mr. Touchy is a highly touted prospect from Team Alpha Male. Is that
his profile name on meganslaw.com too?
Yeah, Andre Touchy-Feely, yeah. He has got really good combos and angles himself. Obviously, he's got some wrestling chops hanging out with the Alpha Male team. I think if he keeps his hands low like he did in his last fight, though, he's going to have a bad time. Especially with Max Holloway, man. Yeah. I mean, that's not somebody you want to keep your hands down.
It's not going to be good for you.
Holloway hits
you keep your hands down during a fight, you're going to have a bad time.
I'm going to take Touchy-Feely to win this fight. Max Holloway will definitely make it a good fight. This could be fight of the night.
I'm going to actually go with Max Holloway in this fight.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, right. Great. I'm agreeing with the fucking hipster. Awesome.
Way to go, hipster.
How do you keep calling me hipster? I don't even get it.
You have Yancy Medranos going up against Jim Miller.
God, his name is Yancy.
Yancy. He's taking this opponent change on short notice. He was supposed to fight Joe Ellenberger before Bobby Green had to step out, and then they switched it up and moved him to now fight Jim Miller, whose opponent also got pulled out of the fight. He likes to switch it up, uses kicks and strikes well. Although I don't think he's in the same class as Jim Miller. This is another one of those kind of lopsided fights.
Look at that, 12-3 in the UFC, 0-1. Let's throw this fight together.
Yeah. Jim Miller being 12-3 and Yancy Medranos being 0-1 in the UFC. Jim Miller, I mean, we saw him being halted against Benson Henderson and Nate Diaz. Otherwise, so far he's been walking through the division, except for when against Pat Healy, who was high out of his goddamn mind. That fight got turned over to no contest. He was also a lot bigger than Jim Miller. I think that's why he had a little bit of trouble winning that fight. So that fight doesn't count, obviously, because he was high. So, but we know Jim Miller is good in the tie-ups. He's definitely good on the ground, good transitions, crafty veteran. I'm taking Jim Miller all the way. I don't think Yancy has a chance.
It's a pretty lopsided fight here. This is one of those times where Yancy can make a name for himself, but
definitely
not likely.
Well, who names their kid Yancy?
Portuguese.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Maybe it's a family.
When did you
name.
become so racist?
Maybe it's a family name.
This is why we got fired. We know I'm racist.
Middleweight fight coming up. Luke Rockhold, former Strikeforce champion, going up against Tim the Barbarian Boach.
It's a difficult fight because Luke Rockhold is definitely a fan favorite. He was good coming over from Strikeforce. He's doing okay in the UFC with 1-1. Tim Boach, though, is like he's the blue collar brawler.
We talk about it all the time, man. He is the blue collar workman's fighter.
Is Rockhold really considered a fan favorite?
He had a lot of steam, and he's won.
I think he was in Strike. He was definitely
in Strikeforce.
He was like the most marketable guy they had.
Right, he's just more well known.
He's won 9 of his last 10. 8 of them in the first round.
Yeah, maybe not the UFC being a fan favorite because he's not as known as he was in Strikeforce, but he was definitely a fan favorite in Strikeforce.
And there's a lot of people that know Boach, but until they see him, they're like, oh yeah, that guy?
Yeah,
it's Dennis.
Yeah.
He did kind of look like you.
I always picture Tim Boach coming out to the cage in like a Pet Boy shirt or something.
He's got heavy hands. He loves to clinch. He loves dirty boxing. We've seen that he can take guys down with big uppercuts. He's got good trips and judo throws. I just think Rockhold's going to be too fast for him, man. I think he likes to keep those guys on the outside, and he's a really good kickboxer. He was able to keep Tim Kennedy away with the wrestling, so I don't think he's going to have to worry about the clinch. He's going to be able to push him away, and I think just pick him apart on the outside.
I think Tim Boetsch is going to be a lot like Mitashenko, where he's never going to be a champ, but he's always going to be a really good measuring stick for fighters in the division. So, I mean, how Luke Rockhold looks against Tim Boetsch will tell you how Luke Rockhold is going to be in the future. If Luke Rockhold is able to just tool Tim Boetsch, then Luke Rockhold is on a fast track to a championship belt. If Tim Boetsch makes Luke Rockhold put up a real struggle, then we got to start questioning how good Luke Rockhold really is coming over from Strikeforce.
Co-main event, Phil Davis, 12-1, going against Anthony Rumble Johnson, who is 16-4, coming back to the UFC after missing weight 3 times, getting cut.
But he did make weight today.
Made weight today.
He was 35 pounds of what
he is riding a 6-fight win streak. He is a welcome back to the 205-pound division since, he used to fight 170 and 185, couldn't make that. Now he says he can't even get down to 170 if he tried.
Because he'd probably die.
He's still a growing boy.
Yeah. He's got huge KO power. He's able to toss guys around. He was always big in the division that he was in. Now I don't think that's going to be the same. He does still have the big power, but I don't think he's going to be able to toss guys around like he was able to at 170. We know he's
gas out.
We know he's got cardio issues. He's most dangerous in round 1. Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis, NCAA All-American National Champion Wrestler, is really crafty submissions. I think he's going to grind this out. I'm saying he's winning this in 2 or 3 decision, maybe submission in the second.
I just think how long he's fought in this division over Johnson is going to give him the
edge.
hand.
I'm not for black on black crime, so I will not pick a winner in this fight.
Bro, that is like black on darkness.
What was that? What did that start
Albert
with?
said if they both went to night class, it'd be 2 absences.
Albert said what?
I couldn't.
Wow.
You're not going to repeat
not
it?
say that.
Wow.
Do not come and kill me.
Wow.
I have 2 black friends.
For the record, Albert's Asian. He can say that stuff. And he has 2 black friends.
I have 2 black friends. And then, of course, your main event, John Jones, the champion, 19-1.
This is our last podcast now. I might as well say whatever the hell you
Glover
want.
Teixeira is 22-2. Glover has not lost since 2005.
That's what I'm banking on.
He lost a decision to Ed Herman in
what you're banking on?
2005. He is
It's
20
like he's
fight,
due for a loss at that point.
20-fight win streak. Only 2 of his fights have gone to decision. He's got heavy hands. He likes to come forward. He looked for that overhand right-left hook combo he loves to throw. John Jones, I don't know where this guy's head's at, man. I mean,
That's the biggest
Chael
thing
Sonnen
going into this.
could have been the champion at the broken toe. I mean, he
Should have
should have been the champion. He's proved Gustafsson definitely proved he's no longer invincible by making him go the distance. He's going to look to use his 8.5-inch reach advantage, though.
Sure glad you said
So
reach.
glad you finished that up with
As the pause.
He's like,
8.5 inch
if I got to pull it out.
reach advantage. I think he's going to
Excuse
throw
me
kicks
while I whip
on the
this out.
outside.
Is it cheating if you use an extra limb in the fight?
Switch stances, postures, techniques a lot, and just work Glover from the outside. I'd like to see Glover knock him out, though.
Let's think about this.
I would like to.
Dude. Everyone would.
Let's think about this. Essentially, both these guys have not lost in 20 fights.
Yep.
Both these guys. Because you really can't count the Hamill fight against John Jones.
It's a loss.
Shut up.
It's a loss, bro.
Which fighter spent more time in recovery?
John Jones.
Oh, yeah.
John Jones.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's a loss.
It's on his record.
But he beat himself.
He cheated.
Shut up.
He cheated.
If beating yourself is cheating,
Only on your spouse. All right, so that wraps up another episode of Split Decision. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, thanks for Albert for joining us with his negative views on everything.
I'm taking John Jones.
I'm just taking your spot because you're happy now.
Yeah. I liked it better when you didn't talk. Because now we have to look at fines from whoever
what?
monitors.
You can't get fined from
no, we can't.
monitors
podcast.
podcast.
We can't.
That's only
Oh,
for
okay.
it's only for playing other people's YouTube videos.
Yeah, you can't just
apparently.
can't take other people's stuff.
See,
All right.
I'm
We credited where it came from.
I
I'm
know.
originally mean.
It's all right.
Thanks to Fight Fans Radio Network. You can, again, get us on their Spreaker, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. We have those as well. Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Download one of those apps. Look up Split Decision MMA Podcast. Look us up on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram. It is SD_MMA. From the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios, it is Bueller and Dodge signing off for Split Decision. Have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.